I know computers, I love computers, I also like to give solutions to the problems. But how do I code? I know the logic, but I don't know how to write code. This is a fairly simple thing that it comes up very frequently in many of the interviews. Be it the freshers or the experienced people, they all say, I know the logic, but I don't know how to write the code. So this seems to be a giant leap that has to be made from finding out the solution to writing the code. In actual reality, it's a very small step. And we in OpenGyan, with this video, would like to nudge you and guide you into taking that step on your own. Now, let's take a simple scenario. All the boys out there, you would have seen your mom or your aunt or even better, your granny cook. All the girls out there, you would have tried your hands in cooking, or better, you would have at least seen it. That's good enough. Now let's take the evergreen recipe of sambar. How do you make the sambar? Take some dal, cook it in a pressure cooker, make it into a paste. Add some tomatoes to it, add some water to it and boil it. And then make a tamarind paste and add it to it. Put some oil, boil it, add some mustard seeds, crackle it and add it to the mix. And then add the tamarind paste, the sambar powder and the other ingredients, stir it and serve it. That's the evergreen sambar to you. Now what does sambar has to do with programming? You might ask for that. Let's just take a step backwards. You would have remember the first time you would have cooked the sambar. I for one remember mine. I added the tap water instead of good water and the taste came out very bitter. Someone might have done overcooking or undercooked the dal, or some might have overburned the vegetables making it to a char. So what is that's going wrong in all this? We have the recipe, we know how a sambar looks like and smells like, and so something goes wrong. There is some precision that gets lacking into the procedure. So this is where programming comes in. The smell and the taste of a sambar is your solution. The grandma's recipe for making that sambar is your algorithm or logic. But the actual reality of doing sambar is your programming. So now you know there is a giant leap between knowing the recipe and doing the sambar. And there is the same thing but knowing the algorithm and doing the actual program. So how do I go about it? Take this scenario and take this small exercise with you. Take up a small everyday task, be it cooking a recipe or getting ready to your college or office, and note down each and every single task that goes along with it. Write it down, don't just think about it. And when I say each and every task, I mean each and every minuscule task. Right from finding out the proper shoelace to making sure that you are putting your left leg onto your left shoe. To that extent, jot it down, and the next time you do the same task, refer it and make sure that you are following it. When you are writing a program, you are writing it for the computer to understand, and when you are doing that, you will have to think like a computer. It is like putting yourself onto the computer's shoes and finding out, have I given out all the procedure? It's like saying, the grandma saying, take good water and boil it. Light the stove. Put the glove onto your hands before taking out the vessel from the stove. So every step matters. Once you do this exercise, you will know how to bring out and break out the simple recipe into even simpler tasks and even simpler instructions. That's what is needed. Once this exercise is done, let's move on to the actual programming part. Let's take a sorting algorithm of bubble sort. What is a bubble sort? Bubble sort says the smallest first. Let's take a case of a bubble. A bubble in a water, since it's being light, it comes up onto the top. It's the same logic that gets employed in a bubble sort algorithm. Find the smallest number in the array and bring it onto the top and place it on the top. Next, the next bubble comes onto the top, and then that means the next smallest number comes onto the second position, so on and so forth. Now you know the solution, which is sorting. You know the algorithm, which is bubble sort, wherein the smallest comes first. And once you have finished the previous exercise, you will know how to split these task and the exercise into even simpler instructions or the statements. Choose your own programming language. It could be Java, it could be C, it could be Perl, it could be C++, it can be anything. Once you have this smaller set of instructions jotted down, try and implement it. Great program is like a great art, but even great art starts with a single stroke. And with this single stroke of single simple program of bubble chart, you will get on to your journey of programming. All the best, and we'll meet you in the next video.